Hello, my name is Reece Stambridge, and today I'll be taking you through my presentation for educators inquiring about the world. The topic I have chosen is on the rising salinity levels of the Murray-Darling Basin. Thank you. Rising salinity hasn't always been an issue, however, with human growth comes large demand for fresh water. Dating back roughly 60 to 250 million years ago, the Great Artesian Basin was formed through two saucer-like depressions in the Earth's crust located on the eastern side of Australia. Between 40 to 60 million years ago, a wetter Australian climate resulted in larger amounts of water seeping through eroded sand and gravel into underground aquifers. Over the years, sea levels began to subside, leaving large barren plains and salty soils. The residual salt is baked onto the Earth's crust and swept into waterways by large winds, and in doing so increases salinity. The basin is comprised of two major intersecting rivers, the Darling River and the Murray River. In total, 77,000 kilometres of river weaves its way through over 1 million square kilometres of land, equating to 14% of Australia's landmass. Agriculture and farming are among the largest forms of income for Australia. 40% of the nation's produce, including grains like wheat and barley, and fruits such as oranges and grapes, come from surrounding land, and of that, 70% of irrigation water is being taken from the basin. To be suitable for human consumption, water from the basin needs to measure below 800 electric currents per litre of water. The basin is used by over 3 million Australians throughout South Australia and Canberra for clean drinking water. Without this clean water source, much of South Australia would be inhabitable, as it's one of the driest states in the world. The basin itself caters for 2.6 million people and generates over $24 billion annually in agriculture production. Therefore, without this source of income, the Australian economy would suffer and international trading largely impacted. Adelaide can produce 300 million litres per day and up to 100 billion litres per year through its very own desalination plant. Unfortunately, this is only half the amount required to service Adelaide, let alone the entirety of South Australia, leaving a massive dependency on the flow and health of the basin. Native flora and fauna are also dependent on this fresh water source, as without it, many species of fish and bird life are at risk of extinction. To keep salinity levels maintained and below 800 electric currents, the Murray-Darling Basin Authority was formed and derived a 15-year plan that started in 2015 and runs until 2030. The Murray-Darling Basin Authority is a corporate Commonwealth entity whose purpose is to achieve a basin that's healthy and manageable for ongoing use for the South Australian and Capital Territory public and wildlife. Salt interception schemes have been put into place, increasing the speed of salt reduction in Australia's underground aquifers. Saline water is pumped out of the ground through large pipes and dispersed over large areas of land. By doing this, the water goes through stages of evaporation and crystallisation. The leftover salt is then removed by large machines and used in other industries. With this scheme, the government can keep track of salinity, water use, clean drinking water, and irrigation water well into the future.